Edge. This is your host, Jerrian Sanders. Got my guy Jamal Saint in the house.
Yeah, what's going on, man? Appreciate you having me back.
Hey, man, no problem, man. It's always a pleasure to have you. We got the number one, QB1 in the house.
Yo, what's happening?
Oh, I thought you was talking about me.
Yay, there you go.
Hey, how can we forget about white chocolate back there?
I'll take it all day.
What's this in honor of the Jazz Fest right here, Casey? You got us vibing
No. So today's topic of the day is about balance, and this is a song by Neo featuring Skilla Bean. Balance.
I've never heard of any of them.
I mean,
I thought you were going to say Neo.
It sounds nice, though.
Yeah.
You got a nice little
Yeah,
vibe,
got a
little
little,
bounce to it.
milkshake vibe to it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Right. Yeah, so as Casey mentioned, today is about balancing out sports and other extracurricular activities. And we have an amazing group of young people today from the Mr. and Mrs. Reigns pageant. Solomon Thomas, the number one rated offensive lineman in the country. Him and some cheerleaders from Reigns. We got a guy who plays soccer and is a band member. A guy who's a leader of the student council. Like, all these kids are doing some phenomenal, great things, and we want to celebrate these kids today. So we're going to have them on for the second and third segment, talking about their experience and balancing sports with preparing for a pageant and academics and things of that nature. So we'll get into that a little bit later. But in sports news, the playoffs, guys, what y'all think about that game last night? Look like it might be Luka's league now.
Ooh,
Man,
great game.
It is
Great
off
game.
and rolling.
You know what? It's amazing to see how, in those moments, how those guys always show up.
Right.
Luka, he's a phenomenal man. He is phenomenal, and to see Kyrie have a resurgence in his career, man, it's great to see. It's great for basketball. It's great for the fan, and I'm just enjoying every second of it.
Right.
Getting to that point where it's looking like it's going to be Mavericks and Celtics in the finals, which that's not bad. I'm all right with that matchup. I mean, it's not. I wanted Ant to make it all the way. I was wanting the Timberwolves to pull it off. I wasn't sure they were going to do it to get this far even, but look, I'm not mad at seeing Dallas and Boston make it there.
But
I'm
don't
not.
bury him yet, though.
No, it's not
Right,
over yet.
right.
It's not over yet.
Bury him.
Right. I think it's gonna be hard for him, man. And I think Dallas, they clicking on all cylinders because you got two phenomenal scorers and Luka and Kyrie. Like, there's nothing you can do to guard any of those two.
Mhm.
And then the role players just seem like they filling in right where they need to be.
It's interesting to see because to me, this is the way you can beat Dallas. Just don't have it close in the fourth quarter. Because if it's a close game,
Kyrie.
man, Kyrie and Luka, they're going to close it out.
Yeah.
They are big-time closers, and they're proving it each and every night in the playoffs. But at the same time, to your point, Jamal, to see a Celtics and Dallas final, knowing that Kyrie once was, a Celtic, right? That would be an interesting matchup.
They got a little bad blood there.
You think so?
Yeah, the way that thing ended wasn't exactly
Right.
pretty. Oh no,
Right.
I'm sure there's a little bad blood. There's some hurt feelings.
Right.
So he gonna be. That might be a little bit of a revenge tour for him. Go get the job done. Say he got the last laugh.
Right.
So I wouldn't hate to see it. I think that's the matchup that we're heading toward. I mean, both of them got a 2-0 lead. I mean, it's not over yet. Somebody could flip the series with one win, but
Right.
if that's where we get to,
Right.
I'm all right.
I'm
I'm
with
all right.
that.
I think
Yeah.
that's one
Right.
I'll be tuned in for. Hope it goes 6 or 7 games.
Right. And this, again, for me, I love watching this part of sports because this does become a defining moment in guys' careers, right?
Mhm.
If Ant-Man can if he can will his team from being down 0-2 to the championship, I would say he's looking at being on that Mount Rushmore of those guys
Absolutely.
today,
Yep.
right? And at the same time, Kyrie's fighting for his legacy as well, right? Because he only won one with LeBron.
Right.
So he has that hanging over his head, and he wanted to get away from LeBron, a.k.a. the way Kobe wanted to get away from Shaq, right? To say, I'm that next level guy too. I can will my team too. So this is great, man. And this is where you see, like, greatness prevail, right?
Right,
And this is
right.
where you really separate yourself. So I'm looking forward to it, man.
Right. I mean, Kyrie kind of wanted to get out of Bron's shadow and kind of wanted to be the guy on his team. I mean, he showed he could do that. He just wasn't able to get it to the chip level. alone, and I think maybe that's growth right there, because now he's teamed up with Luka and able to kind of embrace that.
Right.
And now all of a sudden you got this dynamic duo that we talk about.
Right.
Maybe that's on the brink of the finals. He sees,
Right.
oh, maybe it's not so bad when you can share the spotlight with somebody else.
Yeah.
Right.
And then with Luka, let's not just diminish what he's done. Like, he is incredible, man.
He's incredible.
Like, to see what he brings consistently every night to that NBA floor, it's just amazing to see, man. And I'm just a huge fan of Luka, man. I just want to continue to watch him play some great basketball.
Right. And so we pretty much counting the Pacers out, y'all. It's a done deal.
Pacers are lucky to have made it this far. I still can't figure out how they keep shooting hot. Like, when the shots are dropping, it's great.
Right.
But you can't shoot like that every night. You just can't.
I don't know. I like Halliburton.
Nice.
It depends on Halliburton because what happened in that second game, he was injured,
Right.
and he didn't play in the second half. So you can see what happens when he's not on the court. You put him on the court, you take him back to Indiana. I don't think it's over, but he has to be healthy.
Is he healthy? That's what I was about to ask.
Yeah, I don't know.
Mhm.
That's the thing, I don't know. But if he's healthy, I still think they got a puncher's chance. But if he's not, I think it's a wrap.
Yeah, I feel like they're a superstar away from taking that next step.
Yeah.
Halliburton alone is not going to do it. Siakam, I mean, he's a utility guy, but he's not that guy I'm going to put the ball in his hands and say, win this game for me.
Right.
Finish it up for me, right?
I don't know.
Siakam?
Yeah. Siakam like that.
He's a utility guy. He's that, what? He'll get you a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to depend on Siakam to go get me 10, 12 points in that fourth quarter to wheel us through a game.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I've
I
never
like
seen it.
Siakam.
I mean, he did it at times with Toronto when he kind of had to be that guy.
Yeah, he's
And
a
I mean,
champion.
Yeah, I mean, he's good.
Yeah,
but I don't think he's he's not your 1B.
Right.
I don't think he's your 1B. I think he maybe if he's a third option on a really good team, I think that's like the perfect sweet spot for him.
Yeah, I can see that, but I just feel like he's ready to take that next step, and I think that's why Indiana brought him in. Like, they want him to be the next person, besides Halliburton, to go get, 25 to 30 if they need it, and I think he can. I really do.
So when you say ready to make that next step, the man done been in the lead about 12 years.
Well, no.
I mean, I think he's past that time.
Well, no, I would say
Everybody
this.
mature at a different rate,
No, I think the NBA
that ship done sailed.
No, I think the NBA is in stages, right? I think he was the Batman to Kawhi in Toronto.
Yep.
And he played that role well.
Mm-hmm.
And then when Kawhi left, he took on that Batman role and got comfortable with it. Now he's on a team that can compete. I think now with that opportunity, I think that's when you see the next stage of his career. Because every NBA player goes through different stages.
Right.
You see it all the time.
Right, you got a good point. We got to wrap it up, but I do want to touch on your opinions on the Power Five schools are now going to start paying their athletes. What do you guys think about that?
I think it's I think this probably should have been done back when I was playing.
I bet you did.
I wish I could have gotten some of this money.
Yeah, back pay.
But the interesting thing is, I think it's like $20 billion, right? I think that's the number.
Mm-hmm.
It's $20 billion. They're going to distribute it out. They're looking at giving out $20 million per year. That's what's going to be basically what each Power 5 school is going to have to spend.
Okay.
And that's only 22% of that $20 billion.
That's a lot to talk about, right?
It's a lot.
It's a lot of ground to cover. It's going to change the landscape of college sports as we know it. I want them to put some more rules in place so that way this isn't completely Wild West
Right.
and schools just picking who they want to pay completely. Let's make sure that even some of the smaller sports, gymnastics, is getting a cut of this money when you start doing stuff like that. So
And
we'll
Title
see.
IX is going to play a big part into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we definitely going to have a show about that. We definitely going to touch on that. But we got to pay some bills. So this segment was brought to you by Premier Physical Therapy. Your wellness journey begins at Premier Physical Therapy and Rehabilitation, the gold standard in orthopedic and sports rehab for adults and adolescents alike. Dial 904-996-6922 or visit premierptjacks.com today for the Premier experience. You're listening to The Amateur's Edge on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
We honor the brave men and women who protect our great country. Proud to live in America. 1010XL.
Get this. Joey and me were supposed to go to this concert next week, right? But then something terrible happened. Joey was driving without a seatbelt. But he didn't wreck. No, he got pulled over. Now Joey has to pay for a seatbelt ticket instead of a concert ticket, and I have to go by myself. How lame is that? So Joey, if you're out there, you're an idiot. Wear your seatbelt or you'll get a ticket.
All across the country, cops are cracking down. Click it or ticket, day and night.
Funded by the Florida Department of Transportation.
Your wellness journey begins at Premier Physical Therapy and Rehabilitation, the gold standard in orthopedic and sports rehab for adults and adolescents alike. Dial 904-996-6922 or visit PremierPTJax.com today. Experience the Premier difference and take your first step towards a healthier, stronger you. Premier Physical Therapy, where Jacksonville comes to heal. PremierPTJax.com.
Set your alarm. Memorial Day doorbusters are here at Lowe's. Save big on a Master Forge 3-burner gas grill for just $99. Plus, save over $500 on a Whirlpool top-load laundry pair, now only $896. Beat the rush for these limited-time deals before they're gone. Because Lowe's knows summer savings. Valid through 5/27. Appliance offer valid on items 782472 and 670009. Price includes all discounts while supplies last.
New faces on the field for the first time in team.
There are no shortcuts, man.
OTA coverage is brought to you by Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic and Air Conditioning. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Up, quick feet.
On 1010XL.
How nice would it be not to worry about your AC unit for 10 years? What? Vaughn's Heating and Air, standing by their units for 10 years. Imagine not having to think about your AC unit for a decade. Vaughn's 10-year warranty covers the parts, labor, and refrigerant. Basically everything. No fictional problems that will cost thousands. This is legit. An AC unit with no repair costs. Wouldn't that be nice? So remember, if your AC unit won't turn on, just call Vaughn's. That's Vaughn's Heating and Air.
Attention golfing fans, Leon Searcy here. The Smoking Aces of Jacksonville are presenting my celebrity golf tournament at Queens Harbor Golf and Country Club June 14th. Tee time is at 9 a.m. Along with myself, we've got celebrity NFL, NBA, and former boxing champions who will be in attendance. Go to SmokingAcesJacksonville.com to register or become a sponsor. SmokingAcesJacksonville.com. The big fella will be there.
I'm Justin Nornduff, creator of DVS, a medically backed pitching development program designed to develop young throwers' arms safely. We are excited to be launching our Florida Development Center at B3 Better in Jacksonville. To celebrate DVS, we are offering a free virtual coaches clinic and also giving away 20 free team DVS and athletic assessments at B3 Better. To register for the clinic and your team's chance to win, go to b3better.com/DVS and secure your spot today.
Hey sports fans, it's Hayes Carline for Kingfish Pest Control. Are mosquitoes turning your outdoor fun into a full contact sport? Time to call in Kingfish Pest Control. I can tell you from my own experience, they are the MVPs of mosquito elimination. See for yourself. Call Kingfish Pest Control today and get an unbeatable 50% off your first treatment. That's right, sign up for a full season of lockdown coverage and get 50% off your first treatment. Don't let mosquitoes steal your home field advantage. Reclaim your yard with Kingfish Pest Control.
Hey everybody, Jennifer Marion with Randy Marion Cadillac in Jacksonville here to say hello, and we'd sure like to have your business.
You know what? They're gonna love the king of price.
My dad believes in making great deals and having a great selection in stock.
Cadillac XT4s, XT5s, and XT6s, and Escalades.
The all-electric Cadillac Lyriq.
CT4s and CT5s.
Cadillac luxury and selection is just waiting for you.
At Randy Marion Cadillac, Southside Boulevard, Jacksonville.
And don't forget, tell them Jennifer sent ya.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville, the amateur's edge. Brought to you by B3 Better on 1010XL.
This found? I don't know. Where's this from, Casey?
Oh, you better ask some people sitting to your left. They better know.
Uh-oh.
Okay, now I catch it.
ain't picking up on it.
I called it out.
They can't hear it.
They don't know nothing about that Frankie Beverly. They too young for that.
They got the headphones.
Too young for that. Welcome back. Welcome back. This is your host, Jerrian Sanders, and this is the Amber's Edge, and we got 3 wonderful guests from Mr. and Miss Raines pageant. We have Taylor Wood. We have Jordan Reddick. Actually, hold on, I messed up. Jordan Reddick, Tashay Maple, and Ayanna Smith. How you ladies doing today? Good.
Hey, Jordan, Ayanna, Tashay, thank y'all for hanging out with us a little bit today. So talk to us a little bit about some of the work that goes in to get ready for this Miss Raines pageant. So I don't think any of us have done a pageant before. So
I've been asked. You've been asked. I've turned them down.
Maybe it was too much work for you.
A couple of modeling gigs.
Fair enough.
No.
Fair enough. So how much preparation does it take to get ready?
It takes a lot of preparation, actually. I would say I started my preparation in October. And so there are different categories within the pageant that you have to prepare for. So you have your opening speech, and which it varies the topic of your opening speech. But for ours specifically, it was, why should you be the next Miss Raines, Mr. or Miss Raines. And the next category would be our talent. So whether you want to do a dance or sing, whatever, you have to prepare for that. And then the last part is the formal wear, where you are also asked a on-stage question. And so that's where you work on your articulation, your pronunciation, and making sure that you can elaborate and answer a question effectively overall.
Sound like that worked.
That sound
that was right on point right there. All that training paid off.
It sure did. So all of you are athletes. Y'all all are cheerleaders. How did you balance out, staying athletic, staying in shape for your sport, and continuing to prepare for a pageant?
So I would definitely say you have to know how to effectively communicate with your coaches, like on cheer and your pageant coaches, because it is a lot from balancing practices as well as academics. So communication is one, and then also by maintaining a meticulous schedule. You have to maintain a schedule, because without that, there's no organization, and then you'll be all over the place.
Right. So were you getting up early, getting your workouts in, or staying late? I know I ain't see Solomon for about 2 or 3 months, so I don't know what he was doing.
Well, I know for us, it's more so late. So we'll go to school, and then we'll have cheer practice, and then leave from there and go to our pageant practice. And
So how much practice actually goes into getting ready for a pageant on a day-to-day basis?
I would say a lot, because sometimes you'll be like at the studio or wherever your pageant coach has their practices like all day. I know for us, when I started the pageant process over spring break, I thought I was going to be hanging out with my friends, having fun, but instead I was there preparing for the pageant. So really, you have to know like what you want, and you have to put things aside to make sure you do get what you need at the end of the day.
So you talking about like hours and hours a day?
Yeah.
Wow.
So like some days you'll be there like late at night, like very late.
Really?
Yes.
That's almost like a job.
A little bit. Had y'all done a pageant before, or was this your first time?
My first time.
First time? First time for all? You've done one before? When was your first pageant?
so my first pageant, I did the Miss AKA pageant, and then I also did the Miss Delta Teen pageant as well.
So you kind of do you decide like find a love for doing these when you started doing them?
I do, because for me, pageants is more than just about winning a crown or a title. Right. It's more about learning life lessons that you can carry on with you through the rest of your life. Like for now, I know how to go into any interview and speak very well and answer any question that anybody gives me. And then as well as I've created a lot of bonds and friendships through each pageant that I have done, and I will always value those.
So let me ask you ladies, what life lessons would you guys say that y'all learned from being in a pageant?
The greatest life lesson that I have learned is that being challenged in life is inevitable, but being defeated is optional. And so throughout the pageant process, my resilience is really what kept me going, because there were a lot of distractions and a lot of things that were thrown at me to kind of throw me off course, but just my resilience and my ability to focus, because I knew that this was something that I really, really wanted and something I was very passionate about. That is really what helped me to overcome those obstacles or distractions.
I like that.
I like that.
I like that.
Definitely.
It was the life lessons.
Life lessons.
I learned that everything isn't going to come to you easily.
Right.
So going into this process, I knew that I did want to be on the court. I knew like what I wanted to get out of this, but I also had to learn that I have to learn more about myself. So I knew who I was as a person, but I had to dig deep into myself to figure out like what I really do know about myself. Like, why do I like these things? or why I don't like these things. Like, it's more about learning who you are as a person.
Right, right. That's huge. That's huge because a lot of us take a long time to learn ourselves as people. So as you go through those failures, or I'm not even gonna say failures, as you go through those challenges, right? It really makes you dig a little deeper and figure out who you are through the ups and downs and all of it. So that's cool that you guys was able to take something from it because a lot of times you don't see it until later on in life. And I have one other big question for you guys. Do you think cheerleading is really a sport?
Most definitely, yes, it is a sport.
And why is that?
Because we do more than just cheer for the boys at the football and basketball games. Like, we have our own dedicated season where we stunt and do have a competition and go to state as well. So it's more than just, being a cheerleader for other people. We do our own thing as well.
So what athletic attributes are involved in being a cheerleader?
So, of course, you have to eat right and keep your body up to par, like making sure that you're in shape and that you condition properly. And stunting is really, like, a lot of people don't think that stunting is as hard as it is, but it definitely is. And if you aren't properly trained, it can definitely take a toll on your body.
Right.
I know when I came in ninth grade, I had no experience with stunting, and it was a lot having to adjust. But I would say that stunting is really a very aggressive athletic attribute of cheerleading, and that's what makes me believe that it's a sport.
Right, right. And I'm just messing with y'all. I have a background in sports performance, so it takes tons of core stability, tons of flexibility, tons of mobility, tons of strength, power, endurance, everything that embodies being an athlete. Cheerleaders have to be able to do so. It definitely is a sport.
Oh, Dad, hats off to you. If I tried to do a stunt right here, y'all would be taking me to the hospital.
You can do. I think you could do a
Hands
toe
down.
touch tomorrow. Stand up and do a toe touch jump.
No.
Nah.
I tear something. Ain't no way.
Well, we're going to make a quick shift. Ladies, we appreciate you for coming on with much continued success in your future endeavors, and we're proud of all of y'all.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Come on over, boy. So next we bringing on Taylor Wood and Ashton Scott. Taylor is in the band and he also plays soccer. Ashton is a student leader. So again, these guys are a part of the Mr. Raines pageant, and again, they've been a part of the Balancing Act. So let me first welcome you guys to the show. How you guys doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good, good, good. No complaints, man. So Taylor, I didn't even know Raines had a soccer team.
Yes, sir.
Yeah? Are y'all pretty competitive?
We ended up making to the playoffs this season.
Okay.
And it paid off our hard work and a lot of stuff that we did as a family together. It paid off for sure.
Okay, okay. Good deal, good deal. What position you play?
I play striker and midfielder.
All right. Good deal, good deal. So tell me about some of the challenges that you had with, maintaining a high level of play in soccer and still being able to compete in the Mr. Raines pageant.
For me, it was like organization was kind of like my weakness. So I had to work on it, and just being able to strengthen my weaknesses helped me become a better person. And soccer and being in the pageant is something that I definitely had to balance and learn how to work on. And overall, it definitely did help me become a better person.
Cool. And Asha, how were you able to balance everything?
I was able to balance everything by using a planner. When I entered high school, I didn't understand the importance of really scheduling your priorities until it was time to run for the pageant. I realized that I couldn't be at two places at once, so I had to communicate because communication is key. So I had to communicate with my site director of 5,000 Models of Excellence and let her know that, hey, I'm not going to be here, but I'm still a part of this program. I'm still dedicated to this program. And she was able to see that regardless of the taking away from the pageant, that I was still dedicated to the program. And they newly appointed me as the president of 5,000 Role Models of Excellence.
Oh, man, that's huge,
Yeah,
man.
congratulations.
Congratulations,
Yeah,
man.
man.
So you're a big-time leader, huh? So what all responsibilities come with that?
Well, we have to start the meetings and recruit. Recruiting is very important because people don't usually take advantage of programs such as 5,000 Role Models of Excellence. We often just push them to the side, but not knowing that you get a scholarship, a full ride to either BCU or Clark Atlanta University. Simply by just coming to the meetings, going to the field trips. These are opportunities that are opening black young men like myself to new opportunities because you never know what to expect. And I always like to tell them that when you walk by what you're expecting, you'll never know what you're about to experience.
That's huge.
That's
So you
big
just
time.
got to show up for the meetings and you get a scholarship?
Well, you have to do a little more.
I'm about to say, you get some of this free money. Good deal.
So was this y'all's first time competing in a pageant as well?
Yes, sir.
What did you learn along the way? I mean, what was the biggest thing you'll take away from getting an opportunity to do this?
I would say what I've learned from it is everybody has their differences, and being different isn't bad all the time. It's being different is actually a unique trait that all of us have, and everyone's unique.
Right.
Yeah.
My biggest takeaway was that struggles are required in order to survive in life, because in order to stand up, I had to know what falling down was like. Because coming into the pageant, you have a talent portion, and I could not dance. And I was so worried, and I had it in my head, I practiced for months, I still couldn't do it. I practiced for another month, still couldn't do it. And then I had to really sit down with myself and say, hey, if you want to win this title that you have, you're going to have to sacrifice. You're going to have to be willing to push yourself. And I was able to do an inspirational mime to my testimony by Marvin Sapp. And I realized that not only was I doing a dance, I was telling my life story.
Wow. How good did it feel once you did the dance and saw that you were able to pull it off after doing all the hard work?
When those curtains closed, it just really was like a full circle moment for me. It was like, Ashton, wow, you really just blowed the crowd away. You really just did what you thought you couldn't do. And that's so important. That's why, with me being newly appointed to 5,000 Role Models of Excellence President, I want to show them that don't limit yourself, because the only limitation you set up is in your own mind.
That's huge, man. I'm speechless.
That's a message right there.
That's a message, man. These are some amazing young people, man. Some amazing young people, and I think it's so cool that y'all are able to embody all of the attributes again that go along with competing, that go along with it, challenging yourself and pulling yourself up from the ashes of what you think you couldn't do. Those are huge things, man. So y'all hold on to those attributes, because life has its ebbs and flows, but y'all have champion mentalities right now. So y'all keep pushing, you keep working hard, and again, we're very proud of you guys, definitely. So time to pay some bills. This segment has been brought to you by Premier Physical Therapy. Your wellness journey begins at Premier Physical Therapy and Rehabilitation, the gold standard in orthopedic and sports rehab for adults and adolescents alike. Dial 904-996-6922 or visit premierptjax.com today for the Premier experience. You're listening to The Amateur's Edge on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
International soccer returns. For your chance to win a 4-pack of tickets to see the Wolves versus West Ham compete for the Stateside Cup July 27th, use the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures and text SOCCER to 641-1010.
Men, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE, Prime Men's Medical Center will get your sex life back in just one visit. Their painless, breakthrough medical treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Prime Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Prime Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments will restore your sex life regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. Plus, you'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients will have their testosterone checked free. Call 904-902-8222. 904-902-8222. To regain your sex life in just one visit, call now. 904-902-8222.
Get fishing tips and stories from Captain Kevin
Bite's gonna pick up pretty soon.
on the Ring Power Fishing Forecast Show. Brought to you by Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
Whoa!
Thursday nights at 6.
On 1010XL AM.
Hon, why is our lawn so stinky and muddy over there?
Where the septic tank is?
Oh, no. Yuck.
Septic alert! Septic alert! Time for a spring septic clean? Call Duck Duck Rooter before the deal ends. Just $5.25 to keep your septic alive. For $525, Duck Duck Rooter will pump out your septic tank, clean your outlet filter, plus send a plumber to provide drain cleaning to your main sewer line. Call now to book. 904-862-6769. DuckDuckRooter.com. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Unlock your true potential with the power of sports hypnosis, a power embraced by elite athletes worldwide. Experience the same techniques for peak performance that have propelled top professionals in the NFL, the NBA, MLB, and the PGA to new heights. So whether you're an aspiring athlete or a seasoned pro, HypnoFit tailors to all ages. Visit hypnofit.me today for more information to receive a free copy of AD's book, The Power of Sports Hypnosis. Step into greatness. Your journey to peak performance begins at hypnofit.me.
Frank Frangie here for Stanley Pools. You know, pool design has come a long way, and if your pool is outdated, Stanley Pools specializes in bringing older pools up to date for the whole family to enjoy. That's why I did it a few years ago, and man, I love the way my pool looks now after we added travertine pavers and so much else. Stanley Pools has been serving our community since 1988, so call them today at 269-7277 or find them online at stanleypoolsfl.com. That's Stanley Pools, a family tradition of fine swimming pools.
Step into the world of B3 Better Sports, where every athlete is an emerging champion. Tailor-made training programs based on science, crafted for your sport, your position, your ambition. Train smarter, not harder. Just 2 to 3 times a week is all it takes to unlock your true potential. Join the legacy of top athletes from JAX, transforming from aspiring to inspiring, on and off the field. B3 Better isn't just about sports. It's a launch pad for life successes. We're more than a program. We're a community. Rise above, excel, become the athlete you're destined to be with B3 Better Sports Performance.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville, it's the amateur's edge. Brought to you by B3 Better on 1010XL.
Yeah, I hear you, Casey. You gonna drop 5? You gonna spit a bar for me? Well, now you want to be quiet. And we're back. Welcome to the Amateur's Edge. This is Jerrian Sanders, and we got a special guest, a reoccurring guest, Solomon Thomas. Solomon's a 5-star recruit, FSU commit, rated the #1 offensive lineman in the country, and is the only 5-star in Reigns history.
Ooh.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
That is wild. You told me that earlier before we got on here, and I was like, in Reigns history? You start talking about that Reigns football program and multiple Pro Football Hall of Famers to be the only 5-star in Reigns history. Has that sunk in yet?
No, not really. I mean, I was told that from a coach. He was like, "Don't tell nobody I told you this, but you the highest ranked player that Reigns history has ever had." I'm like, okay. I just sat back down because I mean, people always tell you, don't feed into the hype,
Right.
So
Yeah.
I mean, I heard them, but it's like, okay. So anytime anybody ever pat me on the back, I kind of just brush it off me, kind of like,
right.
It's like, I mean, everybody gets that same pat on the back in my eyes.
Right.
So when he told me that, it was like, okay, that's cool. He told me that my sophomore year. So then now it's like you bring it up now, it's kind of like, okay, it's kind of sinking in. So I take a little double take when I walk past the trophies at Reigns.
Right. But the cool thing about you is you know that there's always still more work to do.
Of course.
So yeah, you definitely brushing it off.
Of course.
So my question for you is how trying to maintain that status as a #1 offensive lineman and competing in a pageant at the same time. Tell me about that balancing act, man.
Well, I almost quit. I'm not gonna lie to you. I almost quit. No, seriously. I think I started training for the pageant maybe 3 months.
So hold on, before you get too deep, what does training mean for you, for the pageant? What all were you doing?
Everything I didn't know how to do. Well, not everything I didn't know how to do, because I knew how to speak,
Right.
But the quotes, the meat and potatoes, the way you structure a sentence.
Right.
The girls are great at it, and they definitely helped me throughout the process because it was kind of like a team. Of course, we're competing against each other, but at the end of the day, I mean, we're all trying to make each other better. So
that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. So you had any dance rehearsals, any ballet class, and any of that?
Dancing is a sport too. Let's put that out there.
Okay.
Cheerleading is a sport. Cheerleading is a sport, but dancing is also a sport as well. Because boy, my feet was killing me.
Well, you got good feet on the field though.
Without shoes,
it's different kind of feet. Oh,
without shoes, you on a hard concrete.
Right.
That hurt.
Right.
Bad.
What type of dance you had to learn? What was it?
It was, I can't say liturgical, but it wasn't mime either. It was kind of like a mix in between those two categories, and then I did a little song as well.
Oh, you can sing?
Yeah.
A little bit.
Okay.
That boy can sing?
There it is.
That boy good.
A little bit.
Just a little bit.
A little bit.
So you ended up winning Mr. Reigns, right?
Yes, sir.
So talk us through that a little bit more, right? So like what all categories were you judged by, and which one did you struggle with the most? And you know, as they alluded to the other guests, you know, there were certain things that they had to push through, right? Ashton mentioned that he couldn't dance that well, but you know, at the end he felt that exhilarating feeling once it was all over and he realized that I built myself into this. Like, did you have that moment as well?
I feel like my biggest struggle was organization, because I mean, you balancing school, football, track. I just had my state meet the other day, and then the pageant as well, and then home life. So all those categories are very big and very vital at the same time. And of course, being a part of 5,000 and all these other organizations I'm in, of course, church, it gets a lot. And sometimes you're not going to sleep until 3 o'clock in the morning. Then having to wake up back at 5, drink your coffee, and you got to push through, and then go to practice, and they expect you to perform exactly without missing a beat, without them knowing, you know, coach, I'm only really running off an hour of sleep, or a teacher really not knowing, okay, oh, I didn't know he was in the pageant, so they pushing on you, wake up, or why isn't this turned in on time, or why isn't this essay look how it usually looks? I mean, I'm not, of course, gonna complain about it, because I made this promise to myself that this commitment. So it was never a situation where I was like, well, I didn't get an hour of sleep, or I didn't get but an hour of sleep, or a lot of stuff is going on at home, or I just had a bad day last night. You know, I kept it to myself, and I just kept pushing through.
When did you make that promise to yourself? When did you decide you wanted to be a part of the Mr. Reigns pageant?
I knew, what was that? It was before I got the reins. It was.
So this is something you've been thinking about for a long time.
My cousin actually ran for Mr. Reigns, and he was a football player as well at the Vineyard Church, and he won. So I'm like, okay, I like sports. Back then I wasn't a football player. I was a basketball player. So I'm like, okay, I like sports. Hopefully my mom lets me go play football for Reigns when I get there. But that was a hope still. But when I saw him get on the stage and he did all that, you know, everybody at church knew he can do. It was like, oh yeah, this is something I want real bad. And then I got the reins, and then I actually had a band class. And boy, I can blow a trumpet too.
Oh wow!
So the band coach was like, "You play football?" I said, "Yes, sir." He was like, "Dang, we need another trumpet player." so that was I had to, you know, it was a great class, you know, but not many people know I can play the trumpet. So, you know, with that, it's like, okay, I'm more than just an athlete. And going into the pageant process, I learned that I wanted to be known at Reigns for more than just the only 5-star to ever come out of Reigns, or the first state champion in discus since 1970. So 50 years. I mean, that's a long time.
Right.
So I just want to be known more than just an athlete.
Right.
And I felt like I was starting to get labeled, and I hate labels. So it's like I hate the fact that you can tell somebody what they are. I mean, you don't know me, so you can't tell me who I am, what I can do, what I can and can't do. So when I actually started the process, and you know, the little poster came out, and oh, Solomon, that's you. You gonna do a monologue? Monologue? What you think this is? you must not know who my mama is. You must not know who my upbringing is.
Right.
So when I came out singing and dancing, it was like an eye opener for everybody, because they never saw me in that light.
Right. Wow. That's cool, man. That's cool. So you getting ready to transition into your recruiting tour this summer, huh? So what all stops we looking at?
LSU. We got LSU first next week. Then we have University of Florida, and then we have last Florida State.
Oh, so you only going 3 schools?
I'm only going 3 schools. One, because I want to focus on this summer, and I kind of want to get this recruitment process completely out the way, so then I can get to the playbook and, you know, just being able to rep a team for my senior season. I'm not really on like still hard recruiting during my senior season.
Right.
I feel like it's very unnecessary. I mean, the school that's been loyal to you is usually the school that you want to go to.
Right.
So that's the kind of approach I'm taking on it.
Okay.
How challenging is the recruitment process? I mean, how time consuming is it? Coaches trying to keep up with you and
That
everything.
too. Through the pageant, it's got phone calls. You never want to miss somebody's phone call. You definitely don't want to burn a bridge between anybody.
Right.
So having to say no to a coach is real big. I mean, you never want to. That's something you don't hear. Like, coach, I can't be on the phone. Like, I need to do this, or having to decline a call from a coach, no matter like who it is. Head coach, I'm sorry, I have to do this.
Right.
Because I know if we get on the phone and we get to talking football, we're gonna be on the phone for a good little minute.
Yeah.
Right.
And then getting a good amount of rest as well. And I feel like the coaches those 3 schools who I've chose to do my OVs with have done the best job at really valuing my time and what I want to do in life.
Right. Any coaches show up at the pageant?
Nah.
Okay.
Did you invite them?
No, I didn't.
Okay. See, so there's the other end of it, maybe.
Right.
You know,
right.
but that shows maturity, because to be able to tell a coach that's calling up about something and be like, look, I got homework, or I gotta work on this. That's tough.
And it also shows your level of commitment, and they have
Yeah.
to respect that too,
Yeah,
right?
you have
Because
to.
they'll know, like, when you're committed to them, you locked in,
Right.
and nothing else is going to distract
Right.
you from doing what you need to do for them as well.
Mm-hmm.
So that's huge, man. That's huge. So there's a chance that one of them may be able to pull you away from FSU?
I don't see it happening, but I mean, business decisions do have to be made.
Right. You got to keep them on their toes. Good deal. So what you think about this new rule, not rule, but what you call it, rule legislation, where the Power 5 schools are now allowing the NCAA is now allowing Power 5 schools to directly pay their athletes. So no more NIL. Well, you still got NIL, but now it's a whole nother level of income that's going to be provided for athletes.
I actually didn't know nothing about that. Actually,
You didn't?
Nah. I mean, I haven't gotten any text mail or really been on the news lately.
Yeah, this was
I had to
2
delete
days.
Instagram and TikTok from my phone because I knew that would have distracted me a lot from the pageant.
Right.
So I'm just now really getting back on social media. But also, I'm not even on it as much anymore because I know I get more accomplished, by not being on social media. Because I can scroll on TikTok all day.
Right.
You can scroll on Instagram all day.
Right.
And you can talk football all day. But, you have to stay on track. So that's what I've been doing.
Right. So what has been some of your determining factors when you come down to narrowing down your schools? What are you looking at?
I would say relationship. I would say, of course, NIL. And then I would say the level of coaching, the commitment to coaching, and the ratio between coaching and being a human at the same time.
What do you mean when you say that?
When I say being a human, I mean it's a business at the end of the day. But there are some coaches who hammer the business side, and then there are some coaches who foster the humane side of it as well.
Right.
I mean, with NIL going on, there are some coaches who are in the business of paying their players a lot of money, and if you don't perform, trust me, they're gonna take it away, and they're gonna threaten to take it away before they take it away. So it just shows their true colors when they do that.
Right.
So I mean, I try to get it's hard to get the best feel, in high school because I'm not there. And that's why you talk to the guy who's not getting the most reps, or
right.
I wouldn't really talk to a starter about, how good is the coach? Oh, he's great. Of course he's great.
Right.
He gave me a starting chance.
Right.
But other than that, I mean, I wanna get to know the coach for who he is and who his people are as well.
Right. And with the NIL stuff being so new, it's really hard to gauge what's real, what's not.
What's not? Yeah, somebody's getting sued for.
Yeah, Florida.
Yeah.
So a lot of money.
Yeah, there's stuff all over the place. All right, before we got on the air, we were talking a little bit about spring football just wrapped up, talking about Reigns. How you feeling about this upcoming season? Spring wrapped up. What do you think about your team right now?
I like it.
Yeah?
I'm very excited, actually. When I see the speed of football that we're playing at, it reminds me of college. And that's the point. That was my point of suggesting these top level athletes in Jacksonville to come to Reigns. Because I knew if I were to stack up the defense, or I would try to bring in as the best defensive players to Reigns, that the Reigns program will mold them into whatever they want. Reigns just need the size players, the guys who are in the weight room, the guys who's really focused. And I feel like we found that mix, but there are a little key pieces that we are missing, but it's not anything that we can, not a make or break situation. But like I said, we do have 2 quarterbacks now, which is something different for Reigns, because we are a run-first team. Reigns has been known for being a run-first team for the longest.
Yeah.
And we've been a run-first team because we haven't had a quarterback. So, like, last year we had T.Y., which was a wide receiver and a good wide receiver at that, who had to step up and play quarterback.
Right.
Which it showed his resilience and his dedication to the team that, okay, I'm getting looked at wide receiver, but my coach and my team needs me at quarterback, so I'm going to play quarterback.
Right.
To where now he likes the position quarterback, and he's playing quarterback in college.
Right. What school he ended up going to?
I don't know.
You don't?
I don't know.
Good deal. So y'all got a refurbished team, right? Like starters more on offense, defense, or
defense?
Defense.
I mean, Reigns is also known for defense as well.
Right.
So I feel like it was a must that we stack up the defense first, and then get to the point where we can start, finagling some people into the offense. But you don't ever want to overstack the offense to where the guys who've been working the whole time, they just get knocked to the side.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's a dogfight every day. Who's gonna start? Who's not gonna start? Who's gonna be second string? Who's not? And I like that because it gives that competitive edge. Like, and especially as a recruit, it's easy to get relaxed. It's so easy to get relaxed. Get 5 stars, the number 1 interior offensive lineman in the nation, the only 5-star to ever come out of Reigns in history. But I feel like that's what also makes me unique, because I'm not one who wants to be relaxed, because at the end of the day, I know that high school is only high school. Then you have college. Then you have the pros. And when you talk about Andrew,
Hutchinson?
He just retired. Dang, I just missed his name. My bet. No, he's not Andrew.
Lineman from the Browns?
Defensive lineman from LA Rams.
Oh, Aaron Donald.
When I tell you I'm not ready. I'm not ready. So I know there's more work to be done.
Right.
I know there's more work to be done.
So you and Jayon be having some battles in
Me
practice?
and Jayon, King Macy, he came from Jackson. He's like 6'4.5". The boy's nice.
Yeah?
The boy's nice.
Interior lineman?
Defensive end.
The end?
He can play all 5. He can go around. Him and Jayon are having a blast on the defensive line right now.
Right.
I'm telling you, because they're both guys who also did track with me. So and we all made the state this year, which hasn't been heard of. Sion, Jayon, King, me. So we had 4 guys, trench guys, who made it to state. So that was amazing too. But I mean, I know King and Jerrian are having a great time on the defensive line, and then Tony killing the second level.
Right. That's huge, man.
Got some dogs.
Yeah.
That's straight up. Got some dogs on that team.
It's a dog fight, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
It's a dog fight. One-on-ones, teams. The energy is there because you have the players now.
Yeah.
And then it's crazy to see the spring, and it's like, okay, I know you from Rebar, or I know you from Jackson, or I know you from First Coast. You look weird with that Range, with that Range jersey on. You look a little weird with that Range jersey on. So I mean, it's just it's all around good experience, and it's great energy in the locker room as well.
Got enough for a chip this year?
Oh yeah, we
think so.
Just watch.
Just watch. I like it. All right.
I like it. I like it a lot. Well, man, look, it's always great having you on the show, man. It's always entertaining, and you're always a good listen, man. So, we always wish you nothing but the best.
Yes, sir.
We're going to get after it this summer, so you might as well be ready.
I'm ready.
And bring your boys with you.
I'm excited, man.
So, we got a lot. But, again, man, we wish you all the best, man. Keep grinding. We're always going to support you, my man, and keep making us proud.
Yes, sir.
Definitely. So, this segment has been brought to you by Premier Physical Therapy. Your wellness journey begins at Premier Physical Therapy and Rehabilitation, the gold standard in orthopedic sports and rehab in adults and adolescents alike. Dial 904-996-6922 or visit premierptjacks.com today for the Premier experience. You're listening to The Amateur's Edge on 1010XL, 92.5 FM. We'll catch you on the other side.
Spend lunchtime with the ladies.
Hey, where's your sense of adventure?
They don't cook, but they serve up spicy